to all these women empowerment seminars, all these organizations and just meetups for women and everything. Because now a lot of men are complaining that, women are getting favored in doing this. But no, they sit down, put their differences aside and talk about different things like how can we solve this? How can we solve this? People were talking was it 2 or 3 weeks ago when they were talking about the men's whatever. What was it? The men's conference.
Last week.
Was it last week?
Valentine.
Was it an actual thing?
No.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like you see anytime there's a group of men, things like people are trying to do something, it's just like a whole mockery. Nobody's taking any shit seriously. That would have been a time where they'd have done an actual conference and talk about how they can influence each other. Because now, when you see like young guys, young college boys, campus boys, who are they looking up to? Who's telling them, like, you can do this and this and this so that you can change your life? You can do this and this to make money. You can do this and this. Who are they looking up to?
It's true.
They have nobody to look up to.
In the defense of men, it's encouraged for women to communicate the way we communicate. It's encouraged for women to express their emotions and talk about things that they are having difficulty with. By society. It always has been from the beginning of time. It's be a man, man up. Whereas for women, it's, oh my God, if you start crying like this, if I start crying right now, the whole place could come to ask me what's wrong.
You want to get me arrested? You want to get me arrested?
Do you see what I mean? But with men, it's you guys aren't encouraged to do that. If you start crying right now, people will probably run away like, Jesus, what a freak,
What the fuck is wrong with him?
Exactly, because it's not encouraged. So it's like, it's got to start with us encouraging
But that's why I have this podcast.
Exactly.
I mean, like,
let's encourage men to talk more.
I've only had like Mutua Madeka, amazing person, and oh shit, that's...
Oh my God, there's always an oh shit song.
I see, as I was saying, that's one of my good friends. I haven't seen him probably like 5 years, right?
Oh wow, crazy.
He's an art director in advertising and everything. I wish I could pan the camera to him.
On?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're back on. But like right now, I've just asked him like, oh shit, I've seen you and I've just remembered you're still doing art direction and everything in advertising. I've asked him, do you want to come and do a podcast session? He's like, no, I can't do that. So what are we talking about? I'm like, advertising. It's like he doesn't want to talk about it. And that's like a live example that just popped up.
Wild.
And but he's an art director. You see, anybody who wants to get into advertising would want to hear from like, because there are people who talk about like, I want to be a graphic designer. I want to join advertising. I want to do this and this. But I tell you, like, no, don't go into advertising. It's like the worst work environment, because I have been there. So I can tell people that. But an art director might have a different perspective, because maybe they went through a different structure and everything, and they'd have a different opinion on how you can grow in advertising and not be depressed, not be stressed. A lot of people commit suicide. They get overworked. They lose like contact like with just their family and stuff, because they're never home and all that kind of thing. But if you don't talk about it, how are people who are coming up supposed to? People have nobody to look up to, because we can't say like, oh, okay, it's our society. We can't keep blaming whose society, because once we start blaming society, who are we talking about?
Honestly, I tend to come from not necessarily a blaming society, but just an empathy. I empathize with the pressures that come in being a man, in having to bottle up your emotions when you're feeling being like everyone else. And the reason why I empathize is because I'm a woman and I'm encouraged to express myself. And most of who I am is my emotional expression. So I imagine what kind of world it would be if people around me didn't encourage that. Do you understand? But as you're right, someone has to make the first step, and so we can turn this around and start making it about, so we can give examples and just make the change.
Like even yesterday, just